Well, well, well.
I hope I get on the
Just
poetry
look
party
what the
again
cat
this week.
dragged in.
Anything to get
Pay
me out of this
attention.
miserable dump for a couple of days.
This village is under military occupation per the quarantine protocol. You're new round here, eh? Which means you're free to enter. Just keep your nose clean, all right? What are you gaping at? Like I said, you're free to enter the village. Move on. A few. The ones who'd hung on until we turned up. Lucky for them that we did. It's good having civvies around. Reminds you what you're fighting for, eh? For order. And for civilization. Or something like that, anyway. There's something nasty at work here. Something in the soil. If it weren't for our protection, the villagers would be no better off than those grey-skinned bastards. Now, you should go and talk to the captain. I reckon he'd be keen to see you right away. Last I heard, Captain Sims was down by the bandstand. Present yourself to him toot sweet, if you know what's good for you.
Well, should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not. Do they look like an outlaw to you?
No, Sarge.
There we go then. Outlaws we shoot, strangers we let in. Captain's orders.
If you just let us have a crack at the outlaws around here, we could get rid of them and take their supplies. 2 boards, 1 bullet.
Citizens of Wyndham, acts of insubordination or disrespect against the soldiers protecting you here are in essence treasonous and will be treated as such. Please, don't make us hurt you. A serious offense.
To protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
All right. Get a lot sorted out by kicking the elderly out of the rooms, do you?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter.
Vulnerable? The bloody cheeky
Hands away from any weapons, you.
At least the outlaws have the common decency to rob us blind.
Wish to see
and
all.
not tell
Just
us
let
it's
me
for
show
our
him
own
what I can
bloody
do.
good.
We're getting nothing done
Right,
here.
listen to me, you old knout. Orders is orders. You obey orders, or it's the jug for you.
You'd never told us in the prison. I'd die there. You'd never.
Watch me. You should be thanking us for protecting you. You know that?
Do as you're told,
Aye.
right?
I suppose so.
You suppose. Let me hear you say it.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting us.
That's better. Now gather your cat and get out.
Citizens of Wyndham, we cannot guarantee your safety beyond the village palings. Do you have a good reason to leave the village?
Let's not have any trouble.
Like he's all right. Those bean counters in War Office better have given her a award with a picture by now. But I want to know why not.
Keep the peace, civvy.
I said to him, where's my pal Johnny? What you done with him? And that bloody peacock says, oh, Mr. Wilmore is currently detained.
He never. They put poor Mr. Wilmore in that prison of theirs. What for?
Wouldn't say, would he?
Don't lie,
Eh?
you.
All full of martial law this and special powers that.
Ugh, bunch of little Hitlers.
Aye. Our Davy never came back from France in the last one.
Why here of all places? If they'd resolved to do something so awful, why in the... Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please leave. Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. So it seems. To visit this sort of thing upon the church is pure wickedness. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems.
But I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. All I can concern myself with right now is keeping this quiet. I must decide what to do about this before any soldier wanders in. I would suggest you let all this lie too. The matter is best left to the village to handle. Maisie, a local girl. She must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to, a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult. Certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out. I trust you will do what is right.
What do you want? I had naught to do with Maisie's death, I swear, in God's name. And neither did the vicar. He's a good man. If this gets back to the soldiers, they'll cart him and me both off to jail. Aye, didn't touch her. It's horrid enough just to look at. Like someone wanted to make a scene. Wanted revenge or something. She probably got on the wrong side of someone on account of her. But you should leave. This is village business, and none of yours. Confess? All right, look. She were good at following people, was our Maisie. Nosing around in their business. I don't know, mayhap she found something and got silenced for it. I saw her the other night, skulking around near an old cellar not far from here. I can mark it for you, but I know naught else. And I don't want to talk about this no longer.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you. What in heaven's name shall we do with you, Maisie?
causing trouble, all right?
Now, in normal times, I'm sure your little folklore and beliefs might all seem very quaint and harmless. But these are not normal times. This area is under martial law, and I will not tolerate your casual heresies. The next person we catch flouting this ban will be lucky if they just end up in internment. I would remind you that the protocol is here for a reason.
Is right.
It is here to be a bit
build a huge still,
dismissed.
drink ourselves to death.
Well,
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you.
Watch your step.
Trust us and help us to help you. Follow the protocol.
Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? Really? Well, you're not the first amnesiac I've seen since things went awry. Trauma does strange things to people. In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. Perhaps we can continue this little chat in the village hall. I simply want to ask you a few questions. The nature of the discussion rather depends on how forthcoming you are. Now, follow me, if you will.
Citizens of Wyndham, if you or any of your friends or family show signs...
You might have caught some of my speech.
Report it immediately.
I'm afraid the villagers often require our rules to be drummed into them. Most stay in line. Some find themselves inclined towards forbidden pagan practices. The sooner we stamp out such sentiments, the better.
Citizens of Wyndham, remember that your village is one of the few remaining bastions of normality within the zone. Keep it that way.
One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll top the bastard. Orders be blowed.
Don't be causing trouble, all right?
You're here. It's time we got down to brass tacks, wouldn't you say? I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. This isn't macabre, with holidaymakers just swanning about the place. No, being a visitor here puts you in a very unique position. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good. I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. That is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. Whatever evil the scientists had hidden in there, it has wrought havoc on this place. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot. Good day to you. Stay out of trouble, eh?
Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangerous. If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authorities. Your vigilance can save lives.
Oh, who are you? I don't know you. You're not with the soldiers, are you? I run a lawful place here. Stick to every word of the protocol here, I do. Oh? Well, not that there's anything wrong with it if you did, it's just... Well, never mind. Now let me know if you're looking to buy something. Oh, well, they get into everybody's business, bunch of busybodies digging around until they find all your secrets. But I've got nothing to hide, nothing at all. I haven't. My, well, that's good to know. But I can hardly trust a stranger, can I? I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Bye now.
Citizens of Wyndham, practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this
A new customer. How'd you do? Welcome to Wyndham Village. Pardon my curiosity, but how is it the soldiers let you in? Did you bribe them? And if you did, what with? There are saviours and protectors. Well, that's their story, any road. They came in when the government built them walls around the place. Don't think the plan was for them to get trapped in here, same as us, but here they are. Anyway, where are me manners, eh? I'm Morris Wick, owner of this establishment. Take a look at what I have to offer, if you fancy. Big explosion, that's what. I remember it woke the whole village. We were out in the streets, wondering what were what. I mean, with all them atoms and such like they have over there. The soldiers rolled in and told us we were fine, that there weren't no radioactivity to be frit of. But then, in the next breath, they said we couldn't leave. Temporary quarantine protocol, they called it. Temporary, my hat. Look at them walls. Nowt temporary about them, is there? We had no choice but to take it on the chin. So we did. Well, most of us did, anyhow. In the months after the disaster, some people started to turn a bit odd. Nothing bad, just different, you know. Kept going on about the soil calling to them. People you'd known your whole life, proper sober folk, suddenly talking about a new purpose. Then one night, they all upped and marched off into woods. Soldiers have been properly down about any talk, since that might sound a bit, you know, pagan. I shouldn't be talking about it neither. Listen, a word to the wise, eh? I'm here today not because I've learned to get by with the soldiers, but in spite of them. The village needs to stick together. The protocol is a curse to be born, not somewhat to sympathise with. Done and done. Get new stock in now and then, so come back any time. I might have something new for you.
Citizens of Wyndham, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death.
A new customer. How do? Not often we're seeing new faces here. My name's Alf Buckshaw. Welcome to what's likely the last pub in Cumberland, such as it is. Now, what can I do for you? Fountains of beer, dancing girls, and the finest cuisine in the land. Well, we've got some beer. And I found a pickled onion in a jar in the back of the cupboard. Seriously, mind, I can get me hands on things. Some pretty hard to find things at that. And feeling that, I can offer conversation. No gossip, mind you. Get locked up for gossip these days. Keep your bloody voice down. Nothing brings the soldiers down on you faster than talking about that. Mayhap I heard rumours of it, but I can't see it out more than that. A favour, eh? Well, aye. Maybe that might be what I need right now. All right, let's talk. One of them scientists, in particular, used to come to drinking here. Before it all went arse upwards, that is. He liked his ale, that fella, and ale made him chatty. He told me he worked in something called the Interchange. Never said quite where it were, but he used to stagger off towards the substation round the back of here. So that might be worth a deco. Well, he said he worked on some gadget with that Dr. Garrow, who were a big noise over at the site. He called it a signal redirector. Top secret. Only a few of them made at the doctor's request. I've no idea what they were for. You could do worse than talk to Nora. She were there at the time, and she has a good brain, has Nora. She hides out in her barn on Skethermoor. I'll mark it for you. Look, you didn't hear any of that from me, all right? Quiet as the grave, mate. Now, about that favour. I need to collect a few messages. Not important, you understand, but I can't stick me nose out of the door without the soldiers taking an interest. You, they'll let walk out of the village, so I need you to go to Skethermoor for us. I'm not interesting. Just need a mite of discretion in the gathering, if you follow me. There's something in it for you and all. Not asking you to do out for nout. I need a message collecting from Nora. Careful with her. She's not fond of strangers. But it'll be all right if you see I sent you. The other note is with a fella who skulks all over Skethermoor. But we have a meeting place. I'll mark it on your map. Fair warning, though. Out in Skethermoor, soldiers don't care who or what you are. They'll shoot before they ask. You let me know if there's aught else I can help you with. Oh, I think we can manage that. Bet you weren't expecting to find a place like Wyndham still ticking over after all what's gone on here, were you now? Folk will get used to anything given time. Which isn't to say, it's not nice to see some new faces coming through here now and then. Reminds a fella just how strange this all really is. The captain likes strangers too. He treats them better than he does the rest of the village. Means you can do things us regular folk can't. Oh, aye. There were a lady scientist here not so long ago. Dr. Garrow. They say she used to work at the site over the mere. Top dog too, I was told. Managed to get out while the rest of them boffins were trapped in with us. Any road, she turns up here a few months back out of nowhere and starts throwing her weight around. She did something that got the soldiers' backs up, and they stuck her in their jail on Scathamore. I reckon she came back in on one of them army expeditionary convoys. There was talk of one a few months back. First one in years. Got ambushed by outlaws, most likely. Then the doctor popped up. Only survivor, far as I've heard. Bloody hell. What are you asking me for? Don't you know? Look, it hardly matters how you got here. All that matters is that you did. I suppose I might be able to help a friendly traveller out. What sort of gear did he have in mind? All right. Well, look. There's ways and means. The old government bunkers, the ones they reckon were secret. Like anything stays a secret round here for long. If it's special gear you want, have a poke round in any bunker you find. I've heard there's some grand doings to be had in them, but watch yourself. Few of them are safe. Well, after it all went to cock and we got quarantined, London started sending in soldiers. To start with, folk were happy to see them, but after a while, it turned out there was bugger all they could do to help. When they found out they weren't being let back through the wall again, well, it got nasty. Plenty round here, I reckon. It's what it would have been like if the Nazis had invaded after all. Of course, you didn't hear that from me, all right? Who knows what them boffins were up to? But I don't think that atom plant going pop was part of the plan, do you? Well, at least they told us it were an atom plant. So where are all the atoms, eh? I've heard a thing or two about radioactiveness, and by all rights, none of us should be standing here. Anyhow, I shouldn't be gossiping about this stuff. See you around.
Onwards, mustn't grumble.
Do as you're told, right?
Keep your nose clean.
On the